Today we have a very serious story from Kwara State, Nigeria. On the evening of November 18th, worshippers gathered at Christ Apostolic Church, Oke Isegun in Eruku for a Thanksgiving service. What should have been a peaceful evening turned into a nightmare. Gunmen stormed the church, frightening everyone inside. At first, some people thought it was just a spark from the electrical wires. But quickly it became clear that this was a coordinated attack. The attackers surrounded the church, and many people described seeing blood on the floor, feeling the fear, and realizing there was no easy way to escape. These attackers were not ordinary thieves. They openly identified themselves as bandits and made it clear that no one could slip away. They were in control, and their confidence was terrifying. 38 members of the congregation were abducted that night. 3 people were killed and at least 1 person was seriously injured. Families were thrown into immediate panic. Neighbors rushed to the scene and news spread fast across the state. Security agencies quickly got involved and the state government was immediately alerted. While the ordeal lasted, the captives were taken deep into a forested area. One survivor described the forest as fully controlled by the abductors. The paths were known to them, and there was no chance for anyone to escape without being caught. The fear and powerlessness they felt is difficult to imagine. Being alone in the dark, surrounded by armed men, the captives had to stay alert all the time because any wrong move could cost them their lives. This story is not just about one church or one group of people. Unfortunately, it reflects a growing pattern in Nigeria. Kidnappings of worshippers, students, and community members have been on the rise. Only recently, over 300 students and 12 teachers were kidnapped from a school in Niger State. After the Kwara church attack, several schools in the state were closed temporarily as a precaution. This shows that the threat is real and ongoing, and that no community can take safety for granted. The good news, however, is that after 5 days in captivity, the 38 worshippers were freed. They were received at the government house where they received medical attention and psychological care. This rescue, however, leaves many questions unanswered. How did the bandits manage to operate so openly? How were the victims located and eventually freed? What intelligence or security measures failed, and how can the authorities ensure this does not happen again? It is also important to hear from these survivors. One of them said, "We couldn't escape from our abductors. They knew the forest paths, the surrounding bushes. There was no safe way out." This statement shows the level of planning and control that these criminals have. It also reminds us of the sheer courage and resilience of those who endured this ordeal. Their survival is a testament to strength, but also a warning that more needs to be done to protect ordinary citizens. While this story is shocking, it also offers lessons. First, communities must remain vigilant. Second, the government must ensure that places of worship, schools, and villages are protected. Third, survivors must receive proper care and support, both medically and psychologically. Their trauma is real and their families need the reassurance that they are safe. This incident should spark a broader conversation. We must ask ourselves, what are the authorities doing to prevent these attacks? Are security agencies well equipped and coordinated to respond to emergencies? And as citizens, how can we support one another to make our communities safer? It is not enough to just react after an attack. Preventive measures, early warning systems, and community awareness are crucial. For everyone watching, if you find this video informative, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Sharing this story raises awareness, and the more people know, the more pressure there is on authorities to act. Also, Bapitatada, leave a comment sharing your thoughts. Your voice matters. Even though this event was frightening, the rescue of 38 worshippers is a story of hope. It reminds us that coordinated efforts between communities, governments, and security agencies can save lives. But it also reminds us that vigilance is key. Bandits and criminals often exploit gaps in security. They prey on ordinary people when they least expect it. This is why ongoing conversation, awareness, and accountability are so important. we also need to think about the psychological impact on survivors. Being kidnapped is not just a physical danger. It's an emotional and mental trauma that can last years. Families, friends, and communities must rally around survivors. Providing support and care is a responsibility for all of us. Now, looking at the bigger picture, attacks like this challenge the sense of safety in our country. When worshippers cannot attend church without fear or children cannot go to school safely, it affects everyone. Society functions best when people feel secure. When security fails, the social fabric weakens. That is why this story is not just a local news item. It is a national concern. To prevent future attacks, we need a multi-pronged approach. Community vigilance, strong intelligence gathering, rapid response from security forces, and public awareness campaigns are all essential. Local leaders and government officials must work hand in hand with communities. And as citizens, we must never assume that someone else will act. Awareness, preparation, and support can save lives. As we reflect on this tragic event, let us also acknowledge the resilience of the human spirit. Despite fear, danger, and uncertainty, these worshippers survived. Their experience is a reminder of courage and endurance in the face of unimaginable circumstances. So, friends, as you continue watching this video, remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. Talk to your friends and family about safety measures in your communities. Stay alert, stay aware, and demand accountability. This is how we can collectively work toward a safer Nigeria.